It's my opportunity, I think, to showcase my boxing ability. I think previously it's been pretty hard to explain to people that I'm not just a footy player who happens to box. I play footy at that time and that's good, but I also am a boxer and I have accomplished this A, B and C in this sport as well.
This is a fight that's going to be really competitive. She's really strong, she's gallant, she's got mongrel, and that's what I really love about her and her fighting is that, you know, she's willing to get in and just keep going. I want someone who's going to be a competitor and I want someone who's going to be able to move around the ring, and I'm hoping that my time in my amateur ranks and having the people around me that I've had during that time, that my skill set might be the thing that gets me up there.
I understand that this is my moment on TV to show everyone that I work as hard as the next person, and just because I've managed to forge a presence in AFL, that doesn't mean that I'm not working as hard as the boxer who's been in the gym since they were younger or whatever it might be.
I'm not really too concerned whether people know me or not. It's sort of going up against an opponent that is an amazing athlete. She's a dual athlete as well too. And as far as I'm concerned, if we're creating a little bit of a ripple effect with women in boxing in general, that's what I'm really striving for.
I trusted my coaches and they said, do you want to have a professional fight? And I said, yeah, sure, sounds good. What else am I going to do on the weekend? So I just did it and it went well. And then from it, there was other opportunities. I trusted my athletic ability and evasive skills and footwork and stuff come across from footy. So I was already in good stead then. It was just technique that I had to really work on, which I have.
My background started in boxing actually here at Fox Sports. I used to work on a program quite some time ago called The League Lounge, and we had Danny Green come on, and just as a bit of a stunt we sort of hit some pads with him and got contacted by a promoter on the Gold Coast to just come in and train, and sort of got tricked in on air on national radio to agree to a charity fight, and since then I've had 11 fights.
My pop, he loves boxing and he boxed back in the day, and yeah, I'd love for him to see this fight and I really perform as well as he would like me to, and he's always supported me. He always talks about knockouts, so I'd love to get one because yeah, that would make him proud.
Dad used to play football for Australia, so I've sort of always been around that sort of sporting fraternity, and on the way into weigh-in he gave me a call and I was expecting this big bravado phone call like, you can do it, and he just turned around and he goes, you know what, at any stage you can walk out of the ring. If you're uncomfortable, just leave. And I was like, no, it's not what I want to hear. So yeah, I sort of just went, right, that's it, don't talk to me before the fight, I'm going in on my own. And the first touch of the gloves, you realise you're in there on your own, and it's a very, very lonely place. But it was an amazing experience and just got the little taste of it and couldn't help it, had to keep going.
The next goal is the Australian title. From that, then it will open doors, I hope, internationally. And I love travelling, so it sounds pretty cool to me.
The big carrot would be to look at a title, but I just want to sort of make sure I tick through and tick all the boxes and make sure I'm doing everything right and looking after myself that way as well. So I'd love to succeed in this sport, and I really, really want to make my mark on this sport.
All we want to do is go out there and put on the best show we possibly can, and to let people know that women's boxing is tough and strong.
I think it's evolving, women's sport in general. I mean, obviously we see things like what happened with Tayla with a photo, and you sort of see how we all of a sudden go spiralling backwards. I was super, super impressed on how she handled it and put it into the forefront. I thought that was amazing and a really strong attribute from someone from so young as well.
It's a lot to look back on. It was a pretty overwhelming experience I went through, but I would like to think that I managed it quite well with the help of a lot of people around me. But yeah, it opened up a lot of doors and plenty of opportunities that I've taken. It was my moment, and I made it my moment, and I hope that I did justice to the people who perhaps can't have spoken about that certain issue. It's pretty confronting, it's a bit uncomfortable, but I decided that this is my time to do something good, and hopefully I did.
So I suffer from severe depression and have dealt with it for quite a long period of time. I got to a really, really dark space a while ago. They were sort of, I was getting treated for bipolar. I tried to take my life 4 years ago. I sort of threw in my fight. I guess I threw in my own towel. A lot of people sort of see it as a really selfish thing, and that was probably something that I had to deal with after. But yeah, I went to the darkest and the bottomless pit that you can possibly get to. Boxing was something that was my saving grace. It was where I would go to it was my therapy. I think at one stage I sat out the front of my boxing gym in my car, and I sat there and I was almost there for an hour and a half, and I rang my coach and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm stuck in a meeting at work," because I couldn't physically get out and get out there. And that's when, for me, I just went, if I'm not even enjoying the one thing that brought me joy, there's something going wrong here. From that period, I sort of ended up in hospital, so I had quite a fair amount of time out of the ring, almost 2 years. So, and during that time, it was really, really important to me to be able to sort of get that mental health back. There's strength in vulnerability, and by me saying that and voicing that, hopefully that will give strength to someone else who's felt weak about asking for help or what have you. And I can't stress enough how much stress it took off me to actually ask for help.
Yeah, well, that just reminds me of Tyson Fury, which has pretty much captivated the whole world. I think that's really brave, and I'm an advocate for that as well. Like, I mean, mental health in AFL is pretty prominent right now, so if there's ever anyone around me or even from afar that I can help in any way, I always will. And I think it's really important that people are able to, when they're the strongest, they can help anyone who needs it, and then vice versa when you can rely on other people too. So good on her, that's awesome. Renee and I are on the promotions, so I think that's pretty special. And from this, I just hope that it's more of a consistent theme, that there is women's boxing on big cards, and one day the goal is to be a main event.
I've got a huge amount of respect for Tayla, and I think we all gain a little bit by lifting each other up, so I'm looking forward to a really, really competitive fight.
I let my sport do the talking. I don't need to talk shit to anyone. I'd rather just stand there and smile, and that's quite intimidating apparently too, but I don't really mean it to be, but apparently it is.
I'd love to win on a knockout. I think that'd be the pinnacle. I want people to see two athletes going at it that are evenly matched and are really going to end up having a huge, massive fight, because I want this to be a massive fight for women in boxing.
I'm very ready to put on a good show, and I'm going to be as fit as I can. I'm going to have a cool outfit. I'm going to look the part. I would like a knockout, so I would predict a knockout.